Aisleyne is in court to claim £2,475 for an outstanding amount on a loan she made to a former friend. Defendant Michael says there was no deadline attached to the loan and he always intended to pay the money back, but wanted to do this in a lump sum to cover the entire amount.
Aisleyne, yes?
Yes.
And my grandmother hasn't sent you for any reason. Have you sort of changed my mind about something?
No, I promise.
Not been sent by the evangelical church, because I'm sure...
No, they didn't send me.
That's a happy relief. And is it Michael?
Good afternoon, Judge Rinder.
Good afternoon, Michael. Now, first of all, you understand the rules of the court, which are, very importantly, that when I'm speaking, you're not, and I'm going to do my very best to listen to you. My very best. It'll be a mild challenge, but I'm confident it'll work.
Apologies.
Sorry?
Apologies.
No,
Judge.
you don't need to apologise at all.
Okay.
You look marvellously decorative. Now, Aisleyne, I think you look familiar to me, as do you, Michael, and I don't think it's from any religious institution we may have met. No?
No.
No. And the point is that you were on a TV show called Big Brother, that's right, and I think you had some success with the public, and you came second runner-up, didn't you?
I was actually third, but top female, so...
Well, that's second runner-up, is that not?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you said it in a clever way, I misunderstood.
Happens from time to time, Aisleyne. Yes. And being second up, but first female, the public voted on you.
Yeah.
Well, let me have a look. Oh, there you are. Oh, there you are. How amazing that they're able to cut that serviette into something like that. But you did terribly well with the public, and you obviously captured the imagination of the British people.
That's
yes?
Nice.
That's which is...
Well, that's
what do you think the key
nice,
to your success on the programme were?
I don't know, I just tried to remain real.
Try to remain...
Real, apart from obvious assets that might not be real. I just tried to be myself.
During the course of this show, where you effectively share a house under rather challenging circumstances, it looks absolutely awful to me.
It was horrific. I mean, I wouldn't do it again for love nor money.
Well, you might not do it for love. I suspect money.
Probably, yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Yes, let's be honest. So the point is that, Aisleyne, during the course of this rather difficult situation, because it's a pretty challenging environment to live in. Yeah. You've got cameras following you. I mean, I've read reports about this from another contestant who was on the show, who said it was absolute squalor. Oh, good Lord, there's the two of you. Yes?
Oh, God.
What are we... Are you under the influence of drugs?
Not like it.
No, over here. I mean, trust me, imagine for a second, I've got no idea what's going on. There's the two of you, Aisleyne, and there's you, Michael. I've just had to take a look.
Yeah, it does look a bit suspect.
Well, I'm just wondering whether there's any medical help there, because you look like you may have slipped into a coma.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that, yeah.
What's going on in that picture?
You know, it's a few years back, I can't remember, but I think I was getting a head massage or something. She's obviously very good at it.
Anyway, you're here for a reason, actually, it's rather serious. The two of you had a relationship during the course of the show, and it's nothing more than a platonic, a friendship relationship. And your friendship with Michael was really... Well, you describe it to me.
I felt like I'd met my soulmate, platonically speaking. Like, we just read each other's mind, we connected. I loved him dearly.
Yes, OK, do try and stand still. It's difficult to maintain focus in any event. So. And there you are. So he was sufficiently close to you.
Yes.
And as a result of that, you know, in difficult circumstances, you did rather better than him. Where did you come, Michael?
I think I came, like, 11th.
Did you carry on with your friendship after you left the house?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the only real friendship that I gained from the house.
Describe to me the quality of the friendship between the two of you.
I felt that it was good quality, top quality. I felt that we were close, we could trust each other. as I said before, I felt like he was my soulmate, platonically speaking.
Yeah. And presumably that's particularly important, being serious, in the context of what you experience after leaving that situation, where you're thrust into the limelight and you've got fame and all of the bright lights and all sorts of happy offers, and you can't really trust people.
Yeah.
Building a relationship of trust is presumably quite important in that situation.
Absolutely, and I mean, I had friends from before the house that were selling stories on me to gain money.
Just pause for a second. Michael, you'd understand that, despite sort of, you know, coming 11th.
Yeah.
So she's described to me the quality of the friendship. You describe it to me.
Yeah, she was just someone who, like I say, we connected and we bonded very instantly.
When you leave a situation like this, presumably your life changes dramatically. And what were you doing before you went in the house, professionally?
I was sort of like a part-time model and did promotional jobs and what have you. So it's just, it sort of impounded that and made it on a massive scale. So
Impounded it?
I mean, I don't know what the word is.
I got a sense of it. It did something to it.
It exploded it.
Again, not probably the wisest words to use in this situation.
It changed my life for the better.
Right, OK. But then you get all sorts of commercial offers, and that lasts for a certain amount of time, and you do you can do OK financially.
Yeah.
Look, now, in the course of that, the two of you maintain a friendship. How often are you seeing each other during this?
At that time, in the beginning, we were seeing each other all the time. We'd go to events together.
And roughly in the first 12 months of leaving the situation, don't worry, assume the tax man isn't listening. Roughly how much money could one make in a week or a month, whatever you want to tell me?
A lot, and for women it's better because you can do the lads mags, and at that time they offered quite a lot of money, but now they don't.
Well, I mean, what, 200,000, 100,000, that sort of thing?
Around that.
Really? For what, a lads mag?
Do you not read them, Judge?
Shockingly enough, no.
Okay.
Michelle will no doubt purchase one. It'll be an education.
Yeah, they are quite educational, yeah.
Oh, really? Do you read them?
Not my cup of tea.
You're making a decent amount of money as a result of this. And so, as part of the friendship, there comes a time when it's not dispute, because I've seen your claim, you are asked by Michael to lend him some money. Is that how that happens?
He was a friend in need. I can't remember the exact conversation. He needed some help, and so I gave it. Money's up and down, isn't it, in people's lives? So
yeah.
At the point of me writing the cheque, I was just helping a friend that needed some help.
But he came to you and asked to borrow some money? Is that about right?
About right. About right. I can't really remember the specifics. A long time ago.
Okay, well, it's very important. Michael, did you go to Aisleyne and say, please, may I borrow some money? Emphasis on the word borrow. Imagine it's underlined and in big and in bold.
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember?
No, I didn't
Did you
say...
think perhaps one day your friend, your soulmate, the woman who massages your head, you thought perhaps she was giving you as a gift of some sort?
No, it was just to help me out, and I paid it back, you know, when I was ready.
So you did understand at the point of transaction that it was a loan?
Yeah.
And it went into your bank account?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you expect at the time of handing over the money that the money would be paid back?
Absolutely.
Did you discuss at all how long or what period the money would be paid back over?
No, just when he was in a better financial situation. There was no pressure.
OK. And did you discuss anything like interest, or was it or anything of that sort?
No interest, absolutely no interest.
It was a real friendship loan, as it were.
Yeah.
Now, did you write anything down?
I wrote a note when I left him the cheque saying, please, you know, accept it.
But it was handed over, and I think you've brought the account with you.
Yeah.
Now, am I right? Because I've seen in your complaint that your benevolence extends your kindness, your acts of generosity, your sweetness, your light, the thing that really captured the imagination of the British public. I feel sure it was, above all else, your generosity that inspired people to vote for you.
OK. I think so.
Who knows? I mean, I was too busy listening to Gardener's Question Time at the time, probably to vote. I've no idea. The point is that you... do you know, for a moment, I think I've been dazzled, but there you are.
Very good.
There might be some species of black magic.
Coming next.
I'm just really upset that money has got between our friendship.
So, Where is it?
This is Judge Rinder, and this is his courtroom.
I'm Rob Rinder, criminal barrister, and I want to hear your case. Is someone demanding money for damage that you know you didn't cause? Have your neighbours caused damage to your property and are refusing to pay? Perhaps someone you know has caused damage and won't give you the money for the repairs. If so, I want to hear your case.
If you're 18 or over and would like to be considered for the show, text the word JUDGE plus your name to 63334. Text costs 25 pence plus one standard network rate message. Call 090 11 22 3344. Calls from BT landlines cost 26 pence. Other networks and mobiles may be a lot more. Or email judge@itv.com. We are unable to consider claims that have been or are currently in court. Aisleyne is in court to claim £2,475 for an outstanding amount on a loan she made to a former friend. Defendant Michael says there was no deadline attached to the loan and he always intended to pay the money back, but wanted to do this in a lump sum to cover the entire amount.
The point of the matter is that you didn't just, I think, lend money to Michael, but at the time you were successful, you lent money to other people as well.
Yeah, loads.
I think you've got a note of who you've lent money to in the past. You've kept a record of that, and that gives me a sense that you do extend money to people.
Yes, I do.
And also, I think
here.
you've got evidence of the cheque having been handed over. Could I have a look, Michelle?
So, those two. Oops, sorry.
That's all right, thank you.
Ooh, I've heard of some of these people. Good Lord. Yes, so I mean, you've lent really quite a lot of money. I mean, one person you've lent £5,000 to, somebody who's, I think, should remain entirely nameless here. It's not a particularly good record, but you've kept a record of what I'm going to call your loan book.
Yeah.
Right, and I've got the bank statements here. I'm satisfied that that money was handed over, and I take notice of that, and I've seen your complaint, and it's accepted by Michael in any event. So you handed over this money.
Yeah.
There were no terms, in fact, no interest, and neither did you have any clear, structured understanding of when the money was going to be paid back, but you expected it to come back within a reasonable period of time. Or when he had the money.
When he had the money, really.
Well, what if he said to you, I won't have the money for 15 years? Would that have been an acceptable term?
No, not particularly, no. But the reason that I started asking for it back when I did is because I saw on his Facebook that he was travelling the world.
Well, let's just pause and say, how long after you lent him the money did you begin pressing him for repayment?
Probably 2008. About 3 years later.
When did the friendship start breaking down?
I think the money got in the way of our friendship. I think...
That'll happen!
Yeah. I think he felt awkward about it. He wasn't making enough effort, so I felt like I was being disrespected, and my friendship was only worth £3,000. I felt really hurt.
Right. How long after... how long after lending the money did really communication cease?
It sort of drizzled down, and then instead of seeing each other, we started emailing each other. So I don't call that a friendship anymore because I'm not seeing him. It's just, it was ruined.
Sound about right?
Yeah.
Now, having accepted that it was a loan, what effort did you make to pay that money back?
Yeah, I do appreciate I definitely could have done more. The way that I was seeing it was trying to kind of return it in the way that it was given.
So, where is it?
But you see, the thing is with me, I always kind of think that just round the corner, I've been set up a business for a short period of time. I truly thought that business was going to take off.
Your attitude is that that money isn't owing because of the circumstances the loan was provided. Really, A, it was a kind of gift and there were no certain terms for you to pay it back. So you're entitled to pay that money back at a moment when you're sufficiently in funds. And also, your position is, frankly, that Aisleyne doesn't need the money in any event because she's sufficiently pecunious at this stage. That means she's got plenty of money already.
No, it's just equally like, you know, she used that Facebook example, and there's been, you know, Facebook updates that said that she's found a bank account with £20,000 in that she forgot about,
Yeah.
that she found a bank account with £20,000 in that she forgot about, and, you know...
Did you have some sort of amnesia in respect of some money in a bank account?
No, I just forgot. I just didn't even know I had that account.
I want the law to smite me with that issue.
May I add?
Sure.
I might currently be sort of property rich, but I'm cash poor. So when I do get money, I invest it straight away for my future.
I believe that you've got a lot of value in your assets. Yes.
Thank you.
Now, Michael.
I know, bottom of my heart, I'll pay you back.
In your heart?
I know I'll pay you back.
Does that make you feel better when somebody pays you back in their heart?
No, and I...
Can you take your heart to the bank?
No, I wish I could.
It's already destroyed a friendship.
Yeah, that's really bad. I feel that she could have said, you know what, Michael, you know, cash flow isn't great for you, you're working on your business, etc., etc. I trust you, I love you, we have a profound connection, you're going to give me that money back, don't worry about it, I know you will.
So it's her fault that you haven't paid the money back?
But it works both ways.
I'd just like to say that I think, you know, I think it's 5-6 years. I think that's plenty of time. And I have seen on his Facebook, like I say, that he was travelling.
Have you been spending that money elsewhere?
No.
Where have you been?
I've been
everywhere. Sorry.
Been a little bit of travelling.
So you could have paid the money back?
I could have paid more, I could have done better. Like I said, I'd like to have returned it in one lump sum.
I've seen the last thing I'll say, I've seen in the complaint and reply evidence where on one particular occasion, there was some repayment made, and I've seen the evidence of that, and I'm satisfied that that comes from you. So what's the total value now?
£2,475.
Aisleyne, is there anything that you'd like to add?
I'm just really upset that money has got between our friendship, and I'm only asking it back because I'm confident he's in a financial position to be able to do so. He lives in a postcode that I don't live in because I couldn't afford it.
Aisleyne, Michael, this has been a mild thrill. I rarely meet famous people. Actually, it's not true. When I was 9, I once met Molly Sugden, and it was a real thrill. Michael seeks to persuade me, in effect, that the money was a gift and that the circumstances of the loan were imprecise, too imprecise and too unclear and devoid of terms, which means that A, there was either no loan, it was a gift, I'm satisfied that's not the case, or B, he was entitled to pay the money back in one lump sum or over a reasonable period. It's very difficult to dismiss that because, as you rightly describe and eloquently describe, Aisleyne, 5 or 6 years is perfectly sufficient time for that money to come back to you. Therefore, I'm satisfied in the circumstances, having kept a record, having shown me a bank account, having shown me money you've also given to other people, which I find rather surprising, and I have to say, not your best judgment. It's clear to me you are somebody that gives money to friends in need for loans, and this was one of those circumstances. So without any difficulty whatsoever, this court awards you your claim in full, which is £2,475. As is clear, this debt might be owing to you, but the reality of the situation is, as you know, there are certain things, as you're perfectly aware, money can buy. What it can't buy is friendship. And whatever the circumstances, whatever the two of you do in the future, I wish you the very best of luck. The reality of the situation is, it may be time to build a friendship. The award of this court is to you, £2,475.
Thank you.
Aisleyne won her case and was awarded the full amount of her claim. Let's find out how the former friends felt after the judgment.
I couldn't look at Michael in court because part of me just wanted to him, and the other part of me just wanted to give him a massive hug because I love him. It was so important to me to win the case. I'm so happy. I've lent money to so many people. People always take my kindness for weakness, and I'm glad that the judge has voted in my favour because it's my money and I worked hard for it. Why should I give it away for free? I'm just really upset that money has got between our friendship. I've really, really missed you.
I'm not cutting you kept brought me on here, though.
I know, but I had to because I know you so well, and the only way I was ever going to get my money back was by doing this because I know you inside out.
I thought that the business would have worked quicker and I would have given back to you.
And I thought the business was going to work, but then when I saw you travelling the world, babe, I couldn't afford to do that. I didn't do that. You know I'm so sensible with money. I'm just devastated that you chose that over me. Never a borrower or a lender be. That's my lesson from today. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Do you know, for a moment, I think I've been dazzled, but there you are.
Very good.
There might be some species of black magic going on.
Yes. He had a moment there, didn't he? It's the power of the boobies.